To today's session. I welcome you to the world of genetics. How? Because today we'll be doing heredity and evolution. Most important questions, previous year questions included with that. So let us get started. But I have a very positive quote for you. Don't count the days, make the days count. So follow this quote and shine. Right. So we are starting with heredity, a very interesting topic and board's favorite, isn't it? Okay, so let's get started with this heredity. First question on your screen. What are genes? Where are these genes located? What are they? What do you think genes are? Let's say I have a rope. Okay, I have a rope. If I cut it into three parts, I said if I cut it into three parts, one, two, three. What are these parts? Can I say that these parts are segments? Segments means parts of this rope, right? Similarly, genes are the segments of DNA. DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid, which is present inside the chromosomes, right? And guys, chromosomes are present in the nucleus of the cell. If this is my cell and this is the nucleus, inside the nucleus you will find chromosomes, these thread-like structures. Okay, but remember they will be present in the form of chromatin fibers, entangled fibers. During the time of cell division, they are going to convert into these chromosomes, isn't it? So these chromosomes contain DNA, right, and proteins. And the parts of DNA, let's say this is one part, this is one part, this is one part. So these parts are termed as genes, and genes control the heredity. What is heredity? The passing of characters from the parental generation to the next generation, to the offsprings or the progenies, the next generation. That's it. So genes are them, and genes are located on the DNA inside the nucleus. Clear? On the chromosomes also. Segments of DNA are called genes. Genes are located on the chromosomes. Yes, this is the chromosome. Inside the chromosomes we have the DNA, and parts of DNA are genes. So the DNA is basically composed of genes only, isn't it? So they are almost together. Okay, we can, it's just when we have a lot of segments connected, like your eye color, your nose shape, your face color, everything is controlled by genes in the DNA. What are Mendelian factors? What do you think? What these factors are? Any idea? Okay, so they are the heredity units which pass on characters from parents to offspring. Heredity units, right? Heredity, inheritance of characters from the parents. Okay, so these characters, these units that are going to pass these characters from parents to offspring, they are the Mendelian factors, right? What is monohybrid cross? Again, an easy question. What do you think? Let me tell you the formula. It is two tall plants were crossed with dwarf plants. Progeny resulted in all tall plants. This was the monohybrid cross in the F1 generation, and F2 generation you have to tell me, right? Okay, but let's have a look at the definition. The cross which occurs between the plant showing two alternate forms of character or a pair of contrasting characters. Okay. Hmm. Only one pair of contrasting characters. Or one pair, two alternate characters or two contrasting characters of a particular trait. Let's say tallness. I have my tallness. So what can be the two different versions or alternate forms? Either you will be tall or you will be short, right? So these are the two alternate forms of the tallness trait. That is why it is termed as monohybrid, mono one. Okay, hybrid variety, like a hybrid model of classroom, online, offline, right? Okay. Next question. How many contrasting characters did Mendel see in the garden pea? Give any two of them. So it's a factual based question totally. Um, According to the text, there were seven characters, and you can give any two of them. You can give the seed shape, you can give flower position, you can say pod color instead of seed color. I can mention, you can write down pod color. Okay, so these are the characters. Okay, 7 contrasting characters in the pea plant: flower position, axial terminal, seed shape, round wrinkle. Very important. Flower position, axial terminal, and the seed shape, round. Seed color, pod color, what will you write? Green and yellow. Right? Good. Next, why are acquired traits not inherited? Before before starting to attempt this question, you should be clear with these two terminologies: acquired and inherited. Acquired, that you acquire after your birth, isn't it? Once you've been born, so during that birth period, when you're inside, your development phase, you're gonna inherit the characters, the traits from your parents, and after your birth, whatever qualities. For example, if I say honesty, the different experiences. What are these? Are they in your genes? Are they present in your genes? No. You acquire them during your lifetime. Okay? They are not inherited because you acquire them during the lifetime. You experience them and then you acquire themselves in yourself, and they are not present in genes. Okay? In genes. Clear? Acquired traits are those which are developed in the organism during their lifetime, as I told you, are because of non-reproductive tissues, so cannot be passed. Non-reproductive tissues that is not present in the genes, isn't it? What are autosomes and sex chromosomes? Pretty easy. Autosomes, the 22 pairs of chromosomes that we have, okay, which are the normal chromosomes, and sex chromosomes. And these autosomes determine genital features of the body common to both the sexes, whereas sex chromosomes are one pair of chromosomes, which can be X or Y, that determine your sex. Human cells contain 23 pairs of chromosomes. Out of 23, 22 are autosomes. The rest one is the sex chromosome that determines the sex of a child. Why did Mendel choose a pea plant for his experimentation? So I'll be giving you 3 points. I talked about this also, that why he chose Pisum sativum in a short, if you would have watched. Just a second. Let me list a few reasons for you. Which color should I take? Okay, blue. Number one, that it was easily available. Pea plants are easily available everywhere. If you take a very complex plant which is not grown much, then it would be difficult. It is bisexual, so it can undergo both self and cross pollination, okay, and has a short lifespan. So you can easily get the progenies of this pea plant, the next generation, and can examine, okay, can analyze. Short lifespan, okay. And third, exhibits a lot of contrasting characters, has many contrasting characters. So you can write down these 3 points. This is basically a 3-marker question. It can be asked on your boards. Okay. Let's have a look. Lifespan. So result can be obtained and studied faster. Lifespan is short. Many characters which are in contrast. Small, easy to grow and reproduces a large number of offspring. Yes. Okay, it's small, easy to grow, and self-pollination and can be cross-pollinated too, which means it is bisexual. I told you. Okay. Next question. Only variation, just a second, it's visible, right? Yeah, it's visible. Fine. Only variation that confers an advantage to it, to is also written. Let me make it. To an individual organism will survive in a population. Do you agree with the statement? Why or not? It is saying that the variation that gives an advantage to an individual organism, let's say my variation has given me an advantage, so will that variation only survive in the population? Won't the other variation survive? Do you agree? What are your opinions? Basically, this is your homework question. You need to let me know in the comment section. Okay, but let's have a look at the answer. Variations that confer an advantage to an organism may or may not survive in the population depending upon the social behavior of that organism, depending upon the niche, the environmental factors. Okay, social behavior, how is it behaving, right? How is it responding to the environment? A variation in a social animal like ant may not survive in a population. Variation in an animal like a leopard may survive. So it depends on that organism highly if that variation is suitable for that particular organism, whether it is providing an advantage or not. It should be suiting in the society I mean, in the environment of that particular organism. Okay, suppose if ants are going to have wings as a variation. Would that help them? No. It is an advantage, but that would not help, right? Because they have to do all the hard work on the land, right? That is why it is not going to happen. Okay. Last question, I think. State three laws of Mendel. So there were three laws given by him. It is out of NCERT, but we should know. Law of dominance. Okay. Uh, Segregation. And third one, independent assortment. These were the three laws given by Mendel, and let's have a look at them. Is it visible? I need to make sure that it's visible. Just a second. Better. Okay. Talking about the laws now. Law of dominance. When two dissimilar factors of a character are present in an organism, only one expresses itself, dominant factor, while other remain unexpressed. So if there are two dissimilar factors, the one which is dominant is going to express itself and will showcase in the progeny that will be present. I mean, that will actually express it. And remember, these two are related to monohybrid cross, these two laws, and this is related to the dihybrid one. Segregation, two factors of a character are separated at the time of gamete formation, and each gamete gets only one factor for that character. Let's say if that was capital T, capital T. So during the process of gamete formation, they will segregate into T and T. This T will fuse with one gamete, this T with another gamete. So they segregate, they separate out, and only one of them will be the will get the factor for the character. And independent assortment, the principle states that inheritance of two or more pairs of contrasting characters such a way one pair of contrasting traits is independent of the other pair of contrasting traits. Okay, for example, I say just a second. It was said now that RR, YY into small r. So these two traits are independent of each other. Seed shape and seed color are independently inherited. Like if you have a round, okay, for example, you have a round seed, that does not mean it will have the yellow seed. No, it can even have green. Similarly, if it is wrinkled, it can have yellow seeds also as the color and green also. So they are not influenced by each other. The seed shape and seed color traits, right? They are independently assorted. Okay, so we are done with all our questions. I hope you enjoyed today's session. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Check it.